What is a tag question? A tag question begins as a sentence and ends as a question. You're working tomorrow. This is a sentence, but I can make it into a question by putting a tag question after it. You're working tomorrow. Aren't you? And then here's the question mark. A comma would go here. The tag question repeats the verb, in this case the helping verb, and then the subject. So here is are, and when you make the tag question, make the negative, if this is affirmative, this becomes negative, and then the subject just moves here after this verb. He's a student, isn't he? To make the tag question, this verb moves here and then make it negative, and the subject then appears after the verb. Here's the subject that began the sentence. Then you can do the opposite. If this is negative, he isn't a student. And then here's the tag question. Is he? So this is negative in the main part of the sentence, but it's not negative here. And this is the subject that started the sentence. They're busy. To make this into a tag question, then this will go here, make it negative by adding not, and then the subject goes here. And then there's a question mark. They're busy, aren't they? She has a coat. To make a tag question from this sentence, I have to consider that this is in the present tense. And in the tag question, I'll use the helping verb that matches she, and the helping verb is negative. She has a coat. Doesn't she? This helping verb matches the verb tense here. This is in the present tense, and this is in the present tense. This matches the subject. She has a coat, doesn't she? If I make this negative, I can say she doesn't have a coat. Does she? She doesn't have a coat, does she? It's easier to make the choice for the tag question when the first part of the sentence has the helping verb in it already. So here we can see this is the helping verb and it's negative, but in this part of the sentence it's not negative and it matches the subject. She doesn't have a coat, does she? Perhaps the most difficult part of using tag questions is intonation. Intonation is when your voice goes up or your voice goes down or it just remains flat. If your voice goes up at the end of a tag question, then it sounds like you aren't sure of the answer. If your voice goes down, it sounds like you might already know the answer. And sometimes the voice is just flat. This is a difficult thing to get when you listen to somebody use a tag question. She doesn't have a coat, does she? The voice goes up. I'm not sure. She doesn't have a coat, does she? The voice goes down. I think I know the answer. She doesn't have a coat, does she? And here, the intonation is flat. This could mean either I think I know the answer or I don't. How you interpret the intonation is all dependent on the situation. You've had breakfast. This is in the present perfect tense. The contraction you have here, you've, and then the main verb is have, and this is the past participle. When we make the tag question for this, we want to use this helping verb as indicated here and put it after the sentence, make it negative, and then this subject moves here. You've had breakfast, haven't you? Either you know the answer to the question or you don't. If I ask it this way, you've had breakfast, haven't you? There's the possibility I don't know the answer. But if I ask the question this way, you've had breakfast, haven't you? My voice goes down, and it sounds like I know the answer to the question, and the answer is the person has had breakfast already. I should do that. In this sentence, we have a modal verb, and then here's the main verb. The modal verb will be in the form of a tag question here. I should do that. Shouldn't. Just add the negative, and then the subject goes here. I should do that, shouldn't I? I should do that, shouldn't I? Or if we make this negative, I could say, I shouldn't do that, should I? I shouldn't do that, should I? The coffee maker doesn't work. And then to make the tag question, put the comma here, and because this is negative, this will be affirmative, and then we need a pronoun here. This is one coffee maker. This is the subject. It's a thing. So the pronoun that goes here is it, and then there's a question. The coffee maker doesn't work, does it? Or if this is not negative and you have a present tense verb, the coffee maker works, and then the tag question becomes doesn't it? We're using does as part of the tag question because this verb is in the present tense. That's the hard part about making tag questions. You have to recognize the verb tense of the verb in the first part of the sentence. If you don't know what the verb tense is in the first part of the sentence, then you'll make a bad choice for the second part with the tag question. So it's really important to know what the verb tense is in the first part of the sentence. John fell asleep. What's the verb tense for this verb? This is in the past tense. So to make the tag question, you need a past tense helping verb. John fell asleep. This is the helping verb for the past tense. Make it negative, and then because this is a man, you use the pronoun. Didn't he? John fell asleep. Didn't he? It's easier to make a choice for the helping verb when you see it in the first part of the sentence, when this is negative. John didn't fall asleep, and then just take this, put it here without the negative, and then the pronoun. John didn't fall asleep, did he? To make a tag question from a sentence like this, I'm a teacher, there is an unusual choice for the tag question. So here's the verb be. In the tag question, use are, and it's negative, and then the subject. I'm a teacher, aren't I? This sounds really unusual. These are both the verb be, but to put this with this sounds very unusual, but it's correct. Here's another example. I'm on time, comma, and then for the tag question, use aren't, and then the subject. When this is negative, then this is not as much of a problem. If I say, for example, I'm not on time, then use am. I'm not on time, am I? In this sentence, this is am, and in this tag question, this is also am. Do you see the differences between the two questions? I'm on time, aren't I? Or I'm not on time, am I? When you have a singular pronoun that is in the position of the subject, as you see here, this is a demonstrative pronoun, then in the tag question, you will use the singular for a pronoun. Just use it. And then here is the negative helping verb for this verb. That hurts. And then what goes here? This is in the present tense. So what goes here? That hurts. Doesn't it? If you take the same sentence and make it plural, those hurt, or it could be these, then because this is plural, the pronoun you use is they, and then what goes here? The verb that goes here has to match this verb, which in this case is in the present tense, and it's negative. Those hurt, don't they? It's very important to consider when you have something singular or plural in a tag question. In this sentence, there's an indefinite singular pronoun. Everyone wants that. In the tag question, however, you'll use a plural pronoun. Everyone wants that. Don't they? Although this is singular, there's no way of using a singular pronoun here. Just use they. Everyone wants that, don't they? This sentence begins with there. There is. There's something wrong. So here you know that this is, and in the tag question, just repeat is and make it negative, and then this goes here. There's something wrong, isn't there? If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. In addition, practice making tag questions in the comment section.